So without further ado, I think it's time to actually break it down and reveal our top 5 songs each of the year. And for anyone who's watching, we're going to address the elephant in the room.
That's not very nice, Teddy.
I could have said much worse things than that.
True.
But who are you and what are you doing here?
So I'm Jazz. I actually don't even know these guys. I'm literally just got me off the street, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, we're rolling with that. That's fine.
So I'm Jazz. I'm Holly and Teddy's friend. I am a eclectic music lover. And yeah, I'm here today to list my top 5 songs of 2024.
Yeah, I feel like this is like when you take like on... If we were at a big company and we had like a work experience kid and we actually have to teach them how things work, that's like what having you on right now is like.
Yeah, I'm the personality hire for the day.
Yeah.
And I just really want to learn.
Is that a bit of a backhanded compliment that you're the personality hire?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. But as we head into 2025, we're leading with backhanded compliments.
So we want to say a Happy New Year to
Happy
everyone.
New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. Glad tidings.
So cheers to everyone. We've all got a beer.
No product placement.
Yeah. We're going to crack them open. 3, 2, 1. Oh, God. Oh, I really hope that was some ASMR.
First beer of 2025. How does that feel?
Cheers, everyone. Cheers to that.
See, Holly's got a real thing about wanting to like be. I feel like it's a real closeted like desire to be an ASMR star because we did like an interview like a month or 2 ago, and it was a Friday night. But she was adamant. She was like, no, hold the mic right next to my cam. We'll be like, look, cheers, it's Friday night. She's like, the sound's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. But like the problem is those Zoom interviews we do. We don't have Zoom Premium, so it's quite a limited amount of time.
Right, okay.
So like,
I've got all the time in the world now.
Just we're trying to introduce ourselves before we push record. And I can just see Holly like looking at me like in the side of her eye, and then looking at the beer can.
It's time.
Crack the can.
Crack it. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Rock and Roll with It.
It's 2025. Let's go, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. So, who wants to kick things off?
Do you want me to, as I'm the guest?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so a bit of an anecdote coming your way. My first song is Linkin Park.
Not your first song, your 5th song.
Sorry.
Let's not get confused. Right, just for all the listeners, just to be clear.
Yeah.
We've got 5 songs each. We're all going to take a turn. We're going to go from our 5th favourite to our first.
Yes. And I hasten to add that we have set out a few rules to each other. We can't. No, we did set out rules.
What were the rules?
No. You're fine. You're within all the rules.
Okay, I'm within the rules.
We've all picked different songs. We've all picked different artists.
Yes.
So. And this is subjective. If you disagree with us, please do not send us hate.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Unless it's Jazz, because she's not a full-time fixture of this.
Please don't release my address online and start sending me hate now. Please don't.
So no crossover whatsoever. And as a result, there are certain songs or certain artists that I might have wanted to have. I'm sure that you might feel the same.
Maybe.
Well, no, Jazz is stressed out because she didn't actually rank any of them until we were about to push record.
I've panic ranked. So
this is Slapdash. Nice.
Oh, it's Slapdash ranking. Yeah. So
I was just thinking, just before we jump into it, we haven't really introduced anything about Jazz. Why? Hold the fucking phone and let's introduce Jazz and give us maybe a very brief overview of the kind of music that you do like.
Okay. So my first love was the Jonas Brothers. No.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, here we go. It's all downhill. No, I did really like the Jonas Brothers. That's all I needed to say about that. No, I think I listened to... We, as a 3, love drum and bass. So I listened to a lot of drum and bass dance music. I would like to say that I listen to a lot of sort of soul, groovy music that makes me feel good, want to dance around the kitchen, that sort of thing. And then I sort of have the indie side of my personality as well that I'm sort of in touch with. But my music taste is very eclectic. And I listen to whatever makes me feel good in my heart.
Can I just ask, you do know what the name of this podcast is, right?
Yes. No. I'm fully aware, but I'm the personality hire, so I can bring whatever I want to the table.
You can say exactly what you like.
I can. Don't silence me. So yeah, quite eclectic. I mean, should we talk about the elephant in the room now? That's that I can't listen to lyrics.
Yes,
that I can't hear lyrics.
I wanted to say that I think Jazz is what you would call an introspective music listener, because while she might not hear the words,
Yeah.
by God, does she hear the music?
Yeah, I feel it in my soul, in my bones, the music. But yeah, I can't understand the lyrics. I don't know any lyrics to anything. We went to ABBA Voyage the other day, and our friend actually told me to shut up because I was singing the lyrics so wrong that she was like, "You're ruining the experience for me." So yeah, I can't hear anything, and I've had it before where I'll be like, "Oh God, I love this song. It makes me feel so good." And a friend was like, "Jazz, this is such a sad song. Can you not hear the lyrics?" I'm like, "No, I'm just vibing."
Well, see, you're already offering a different perspective then.
Exactly. So,
But also, if you are about to tell us a song which is really horrible messaging, it's all Jazz's fault because she didn't listen to the.
Yeah, again, don't cancel me. Don't send me any hate mail because I'm just here living.
Exactly. So without further ado, back to where you were. Number 5.
Number 5.
Please, number 5.
So mine's Linkin Park, Emptiness Machine.
Banger.
So I don't think I'd heard this song. Holly actually sent it to me and was like, you need to listen to this song. I was quite openly not into Linkin Park prior to the new singer, who is
Emily Armstrong.
Thank you. See, it's a pop quiz because you guys know more than I do. So I didn't really like them until she was involved and this song came out, and immediately first listen I was like, that is a banger. And that I feel like that's been a little bit of our soundtrack this year.
Just everything with Linkin Park. This is the rebirth of Linkin Park this year.
Absolutely.
With the new album out as well.
Yeah.
Which I know Jazz has listened to every song since its release, haven't you?
Granted, it was released a couple of months ago.
Only a month ago. Only a month. You've only had a month.
It was released a month ago. I haven't really had a chance to dip in yet, but I'm sure they're all bangers. I can comfortably say I'm sure
But they
they're
wouldn't
all
be as good
songs.
as this one because this one's made the list. This is the best one.
This is the banger.
Yeah,
but the rest are bangers. But I just haven't had a chance to listen to them
You
yet.
just have a vibe.
Yeah, and this is like the perfect song for a road trip. We've had a couple of road trips this year where we've listened to it on repeat. It's the perfect song to be in the kitchen and bang your head to. It's just a good song. So yeah, that's why it's number 5.
Have you seen the video of when they perform it live for the first time?
Is this when she like walks out and everyone's like,
Yeah, no,
who's it
but
gonna
people,
be?
but it's mental because like I think if it weren't for like the whole Oasis announcement, that would be like the rock moment of 2024. I think watching that, because obviously like Mike Shinoda is on stage and he's singing, everyone's kind of looking at them, and the way that she then walks through the crowd, because everyone now watches every concert through their phones, it seems. Everyone is like, she's walking through the walkway and nobody seems to be looking at her, and it's just like she's the main person at this gig and nobody even knows she's the main person. I was like, people talk about like, oh, you are the main character, you got that main character energy. Like she was the main character and nobody knew it.
But would you have expected them to bring out a female lead as their next person, realistically?
I don't think I knew what to expect. I don't think I thought they were ever going to get back together. So I think that was a shock. I think the whole thing was just a shock altogether.
Yeah. Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have expected a female lead. And I think that's why I've bought into this new era of Linkin Park, because I'm like, it's a woman, let's go.
Yeah.
And she has got a killer voice.
She does.
Even the old songs as well, because like I know when she first got revealed, there are always going to be people, it doesn't matter who replaced Chester Bennington, there'd be some people who would be disappointed or not be a fan. And she did get a lot of negative flack online, as everyone seems to do for everything.
Yeah.
But when you hear her sing like the old songs, she isn't Chester Bennington. She's not doing a Chester Bennington impression, but it has a proper set of pipes. Proper set of pipes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's a solid choice for number 5.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Really appreciate
Off to a
it.
good start. Off to a good start. Holly, are you going to keep the bar high?
Well, let's hope so. So my number 5 is Wonder Horse's song Midas, or as Jazz likes to call it,
Midas. Yeah. Good times.
I absolutely love this song. It comes off their album, the title track, Midas. What I love about this song is it feels like you're going back in time to the sort of 1960s, 70s.
Yeah.
Very Iggy Pop.
Yeah, quite bluesy. But I think another thing that I really like about it is the fact it's obviously based around King Midas in Greek mythology. Everything he touches turns to gold. And I think there's some quite dark undertones there, maybe relating to capitalism. And what I like as well is looking more broadly at the album, it's really different to Cub. And Jacob Slater, the lead singer, has said that the kind of issue with Cub was that it lacked the rough edges that now Midas has.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me that had to be in my top 5.
Absolutely. And we saw that one live a couple of months ago now.
Yeah.
And it felt atmospheric when you see it live. It felt whole and complete, and it got the crowd moving when we saw it. It was a great song performed.
Yeah, the mad thing with that song as well, which I find really interesting, the more that we've got really into Wonder Horse. Like, we went and saw them last year at Truck. We saw them play in Oxford as well. And that was well over a year ago, maybe like 14, 15, 16 months ago. And they were playing that song and other songs off the new album then. And I remember hearing that and being like, oh, that's cool. And even now, like, however much further on it being released on the album and things, I still thought like, wow, this really is a cool song. And
it holds its own.
It does. And what's so cool about the album as well is it's very different, and it does take you on a bit of a journey as well. I mean, you've got some really cathartic, softer songs with Superman, and then you go into July, which is this sort of Nirvana-y, grungy powerhouse song. But I mean, out of all of them, Midas shone through for me.
Well, the thing you say there about it being different as well, we were lucky enough to chat to them last summer, and it was interesting chatting to the whole band, because the first album, Cub, is very much Jacob Slater, like him through and through, him having taken time away from music, having been in Dead Pretties before. He wrote that album, he'd been performing lots of it as a solo act, and he said to us that second album was a lot more collaborative. The whole band were in the US recording and writing together, and I think you probably do hear as a result, like you say, it's very varied all the way throughout. It feels like lots of different voices coming together to make a more rounded sound than just Cub is. Not that I don't like Cub, I think Cub's an unbelievable
Brilliant
record.
album. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's my number 5.
Nice.
Teddy, on to you.
Bar is very high, and I feel like for mine, I've got a lot of smaller bands in my top 5, but this one is the biggest one, so I'm hoping that it will do well as a result, in your guys' opinion. But I'm a huge Bring Me the Horizon fan. I absolutely love them, and brand new album came out this year. One that I was a bit worried about because it was meant to come out last year, got delayed for ages, 4 years since the last album came out, and some of the singles on this came out like 2 years ago.
Why was it delayed?
Because like Jordan Fish, who was in the band for like 11 years and a big heavy part of like shaping their sound, producing, he left the band in December last year when the album was meant to drop, and they then suddenly went, okay, the album's not coming out.
Right, okay.
But there's some really cool, some of that as a result, I think they got to create a slightly different record, take their time with it more, and there's one song in it where they literally, the chorus line sounds like loads of people singing, and a lot of the time when you have that sort of effect, it is the singer just being recorded about 50 times singing the same line. But for that, they actually got fans to sing the line at gigs, which I think is such a cool
that's nice.
thing. But as a result, I think this album is really cool, and the best song on it for me is, without a doubt, top 10 Statues That Cried Blood. It's part of the reason I love Bring Me the Horizon. I know sort of older fans might disagree with this, is the fact that they are very fusion. Like this song, I know for Jazz, who's probably like some of these songs we've sent her, I know she will not have listened to before.
No.
Had you listened to this song?
Have I listened to it now, or had I?
Had you?
No,
and it's a bit all over the place. It's like very sort of at the start, like very glitchy sounding. Then they have the very almost like anime type voiceover, and it's just a bit of everything. The song, very hyper pop.
It's experimental, isn't it? I mean, I think Bring Me the Horizon have been creating music for so long now, and we do see this with a lot of bands, that I think the more albums they put out, the more creative and ambitious they get. And I think the album overall, I think it's quite complex, and I agree that that's one of the best songs, along with Dark Side as well. But Yeah, I think I definitely prefer their earlier albums.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I love in this song, like the guitar riffs are huge. It's got a very sort of poppy pop punk type chorus, like that. No one's gonna rescue me. That line is the sort of, you can hear the crowds singing along to that.
Yeah.
And I really like with Bring Me the Horizon, they feel like the most likely band to be able to break into the mainstream, as it were. And not that other rock bands are not mainstream, but I mean like for that kind of heavier metal side of things. They've headlined Reading and Leeds before, and I feel like that's the sort of thing, like even being played on the radio, you need to have that kind of like that poppy type of chorus.
I was going to
Yeah.
say you need that sort of commercial sound as well as, so you can tap into both markets of a
100%.
pop market, or people who love pop music but have a little bit of rock side of them.
exactly.
Like you
And-
need to be able to do a bit of everything as
And
such.
I
Yeah.
like the heavier side of things. I probably would say that I like, for Holly and I'm definitely the one who likes the heavier, more screamy side of rock music and the metal side of things. But I think for that, there is just something about that song that's very anthemic. And I always like to think of songs of, could I put this on aux if I was passed a phone at a party, or just by
on aux?
Well, not on
Are we
aux.
doing that these days
No,
in
okay.
2025? We're
Okay,
putting things on the
personality hire
aux.
is getting sacked. But could I put this song in the queue if I was hanging out with my mates? It's like, I think I could get away with that.
Okay, you can
And-
slip it in.
Yeah, and people would. It wouldn't matter if you weren't a huge Bring Me the Horizon fan. You
Yeah.
could enjoy that as well. And I like that song a lot. It's just that it's got things I like: big loud guitars, catchy chorus, and some heavy screaming in it as well.
What more could you ask for?
Exactly.
What more?
Right, number 4, Jazz.
Number 4, I need to quickly listen to this song.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is the problem with, this is the only thing that is annoying about doing the podcast, that we can't put copyrighted songs in. So if there is suddenly a jump cut, it's because Jazz has forgotten what her song sounds like, and we've had to refresh memories.
Can I just play it and you'll just crop it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Oh wow, that was literally
That was
1
quick.
second and she's locked
I
in.
reckon we
back,
could
guys.
keep that in. Copyright is not coming for
Yeah.
us
No,
for that
no.
1 second.
No, they'll be okay. So I've chosen Fontaine's DC Starburster. So I think your automatic choice when you hear that album would be Favourite, because that is just a banger of a song.
Not mine. Starburst is number 1 for me.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, I picked the right one then.
Yeah, you did.
I think I love Favourite because I think it's got the mass appeal. I think that's why Fontaines are so big at the moment. Like, they're huge. But Starburster just has that feeling of like power. Like, I feel powerful when I listen to that song. And I think it's one of those things where you can listen to it over and over again on a loop, and it just gets better. You hear more layers. It's just, yeah, a brilliant song.
That song 100% belongs in the Walk Like a Badass playlist.
Yes.
Get that on when I'm walking around London with some shades on.
Thank you. Doc
Yeah.
Martens on, shades on.
Yeah.
Literally nobody speak to me because I
Yeah.
will punch you in the face because I'm listening to this song.
See, I don't think I could do that. Though. That couldn't be in my Walk Like a Badass song, because I love that song. It's also my favourite on that album.
Okay.
So you've done very well,
Thank you,
Jazz,
thank you.
in that regard. But I also, it doesn't matter where I am, I'm really bad for this. I don't mind singing along to a song in a public place.
No, you have to.
I enjoy it.
I do normally see people vibing
Yeah.
with the headphones
I'm
on.
like on the tube in the morning, get me hyped for a day at work.
This is the problem, though, with that song, that I couldn't walk like a badass to it, because I have to do the... I have to every
Yes.
time I hear it.
And then
Right.
people think you're having an asthma attack.
Oh yeah, can you give me your best?
Okay, wait.
I think he does it like it's a probably it's guttural.
Not really.
I'm gonna get you.
That was so... Cut that out.
There's a pig in the room.
Yeah, there is.
Jesus.
Piggy.
My turn.
Oh no, that was good.
No, it wasn't.
Do you think he sits backstage? Like, you know, so it's funny. We have
So
like
good.
some of the interviews we've done with bands. Like you can tell, like someone would be like, "Do you do like a vocal warm?" It's like, yeah, I do my vocal warm. Others are just clearly like, I just walk out on stage, and I enjoy the idea in my mind of Green chatting sat backstage and just not singing, just going.
Yeah. Just having his inhaler before he goes out on stage.
He's
with some
actually
cigarettes.
incredibly asthmatic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't meant to be in the song.
No, they just kept it in.
Yeah, exactly. This
Yeah.
copied and pasted over
Yeah.
and over.
So yeah, Fontaine's brilliant album. I don't think there's any skips from that album, but this is one of my favourites. one of my favourites. And yeah, just a great album. And they've really gone for, I think their sound is so different from their last album, but it's really worked in their favour because they're like the hot topic of 2024. So love it.
100%. Right, so my number 4 is Jutes with his song Sleepyhead. I've actually just found out that his name is Jordan Lutz as well. Jutes. Get it?
So
I
my
think you
band
thought
name
that
would
was
be
more
Jittle.
impressive than...
No, my mind was blown
Yours
reading
would be
that.
Ashton.
I know, it's sick, isn't it? How cool is that?
Yours
Anyway.
would just be your own name.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a double TT.
Yeah.
It's really boring.
So I've I've picked this song. It's off his 2024 album, but to be honest with you, I just love Jutes altogether. He has got such an amazing take on alternative sound. His voice is phenomenal. The vocal range is insane. It's really cool as well. His last 2 albums have just kind of recreated this alternative rock sound. His 2023 album Ladybug is, I'm not gonna lie, if I could have picked that, I probably would have, because how much do I play that album, Teddy?
See, I've just been sat here like I like Jutes as well, but I have this thing with Holly where if we discover a new song, I have to be like the bad cop and be like, Holly, you need to stop playing this song because you are going to burn it out.
Never.
No.
Never.
No. I agree. I like to absolutely rinse a song, but Jutes. Oh my god!
It's like an addiction for me.
You discovered.
Can't stop.
You discovered. So I got one of the songs in my Discover Weekly, and I played it to you. What, like June sort of time?
You taking credit for it though?
No, yeah, 100%. I had to get that in there because Holly's always like
the win. Take the win.
Holly always rolls her eyes at my music taste, so I'm getting that in there. But
not always, but
I discovered
sometimes.
Jutes, but I guarantee you. I've not seen your Spotify Wrapped, but I guarantee you are like 0.01% top fans.
I want to be number 1. Imagine getting that through.
But you only discovered them halfway through the year. And you played Jutes so much. We drove to Wales recently, and if we're in the car, Holly goes on Aux. But we'd had this song for the 3rd time, and I was like, no.
I think
Make it stop.
3 times on one car ride is too much.
My reason for Jutes being number 4 is because Sleepyhead is a great song, and I would highly recommend it. But it probably would have made it to number 2 or number 1 if I could have put in the album Ladybug. But yeah, it's a really grungy sound. I'd really recommend going and listening to Jutes. And a fun little fact for you, Jordan Lutz is engaged to Demi Lovato.
My number 4 is probably the wackiest song on our list, I would say. Okay. Well, I spoke to Jazz about this before we started recording, and what were your initial thoughts on this song, Jazz?
Can you say the song so I know who you're on about?
No, we're gonna
Is it the song?
It is the song. The one that we played before. You're like, I didn't like this at first.
Okay, so when I first heard it, I was like, that is noise, and I hate it. And I was in the shower, and I was like, I can't even turn the song off. Like, it's playing. But I've listened to it 2 or 3 times after, and I've lent into it, and I like it.
I think you've summed it up really nicely. It is just noise.
It is not.
It is proper chaos, mayhem, any word like that. If you get a thesaurus right now, we could just read all of those sort of words. It's perfect for that. So this song is Running by Fat Dog, one of the best band names around at the moment. I absolutely love that. And if you haven't heard it, go listen to it, and you need to dial in for this song. It's a bit of a fever dream. It's just loud, crazy, weird beats. Like, there's a big synth line in it. I couldn't even tell you what the kind of horn instrument is.
It's weird. Like the chorus, the sound. I'm like, I've not heard that sound before. And that's why I think it was grating on me when I first heard it. But actually, it's a good song, and I'm glad you've put it in your top 5.
If you can work out what the instrument is that makes the horn noise in the chorus of this song, let us know. But this band are particularly cool, and I thought you would both appreciate this. That I've not actually seen Fat Dog live, which I'm really upset about. It's a bit of a travesty, because I was reading this article about them saying they've kind of done the successful band roadmap in reverse. They built up a huge cult following, played a load of shows, and they had a very strong fan base without ever releasing any music. Because I remember discovering them because I actually went to school with the guy who plays the synth in the band. One of the wackiest guys I've ever met. He left the school very early, like year 10, I want to say, and we all just thought like, that guy's going to do something like weird and crazy.
And he has.
He has.
Sure
he
enough.
has.
Yeah.
Literally, his role in the band, he plays the synth, and every video I ever see of him in this band, he seems to be in the crowd dancing with people. And I was reading about how he was so desperate to be in the band that he auditioned to be the viola player in it, and he's never played the viola. So,
Okay.
But so this band, so they mass this huge following without ever releasing any music. Then they release the debut album, Woof, another great name for an album.
Oh my God, I wasn't
we
expecting
could make a
that.
band called Skinny Cat. Just saying.
Meow.
And our album could be called Meow.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, but then
Say less.
do they have to become our arch nemesis then?
No, we could do a collab. We could do like McFly and Busted.
No, but that's
And
McFly versus Busted now going into the new year. They have beef.
We are in the new year, Teddy.
gosh.
They've got beef.
They've got beef. The whole it's
Fun
obviously
beef.
it's fun beef.
Oh, right.
But,
We could have fun beef with Fat Dog.
okay, Skinny Cat, watch this space. And this time
It's
next year.
It's happening. It's happening. We're doing it.
But so they built up this huge following, and then they released the music, and as a result, they've signed to Domino Records in 2023 without having released anything. And I heard this great quote that apparently the record label wanted them all to do media training. And they're like, well, no, the second we do media training, we're going to be, to quote, fucking NPCs. And they are really, really wacky. I feel like if you want to completely let your hair down and then get a perm and then shave your head sort of energy, you go and watch this band.
If you want a skullet.
What's a skullet?
Oh my God. So it's when the front of your head is shaved and then the back is long.
I see.
Yeah, I'll show you afterwards.
Okay.
I feel like we've gone very
Say
fusion
no
this
more.
episode.
Say
Yeah.
no more. On to 3.
Say less.
Yeah.
So, speaking of a song, you said earlier about Fontaines that you want to walk powerfully to that song. This song makes me want to stamp on someone's head. It literally doesn't matter who it is, but I'll stamp on anyone's
Is
head.
that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's fun.
It's a friendly stamp.
It's a friendly stamp. Like they're
Cathartic.
hurt, but they're enjoying it. It's fine.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very particular type of song. You need to be really in the specific mood for
Yes,
it.
yeah, absolutely. So it is Idols, and it's the song Dancer with LCD Sound System.
Big tune.
What a tune. Like, it starts and you're just like, I want more. You're hungry for more as you're listening to that song. And yeah, it makes me feel powerful, similar to the Fontaine song. It makes me want to stamp on people's head, and it makes me happy.
I like that idea of it makes you hungry for more of the song.
Yes.
That's a really clever way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because it gets more aggressive and angrier, and then it blows up into this massive powerful song, and you're
chasing that high of like, what's next, what's coming next. But we saw them earlier this year, and that was your favorite song that they did live,
because I wasn't that big on Idols before, and then seeing them I was like, okay, all right, this is insane.
Well, I think for you that you would say probably describe Idols as a live band you'd like to see.
Yes.
I think you're very much like, I love that music, but I have to be in the crowd to experience it. I don't think the way you've described it to me, Holly, that you probably couldn't listen to that sitting at your desk.
No,
like it
no.
just like.
Obviously, I listened to it at work.
But this is the best compliment I can pay. Best compliment I can pay to that song is that you were listening back to that today, and you were just like, no, this is really, really good.
Great song. And also when they were live, I know they're a bit of a controversial band, you know, people have got differing opinions on them, but they are fantastic live, like epic. The mosh pit was extremely fun when we saw them live, and yeah, just a great band. Also really hot.
Right, well, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. We've not got weird, powerful.
Stamping on heads.
Well, it's not powerful. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to change the tone a little bit. Mine's a little bit more wholesome and cathartic. So
No stamping on heads then.
no,
heads stamped on.
not quite the opposite. So my number 3 is Soft Cult's song Heaven. And this was a song that I actually have discovered very recently. And the reason we Teddy and I discovered this song is because we went to go and see Soft Cult at one of their gigs in November. And along with how amazing the song was, very shoegazy, just very... I would actually describe it as a very beautiful song. Like, it was just really, really lovely. And I think more to that was the speech that Mercedes, the lead singer, said before singing the song. And essentially she said that heaven means something different to everyone. And rather than me trying to paraphrase what she said, I've got a quote from an interview that both her and Phoenix, the drummer in the band, and they're both actually sisters.
Twin sisters.
They are. So
Identical,
I thought,
non-identical?
They are completely identical.
Really? That's
Yeah.
confusing.
One of them was blonde
Yeah.
before, but they've now both got jet black hair as well. They describe themselves as mall goths.
Okay.
And if it weren't for one of them playing the drums and one being out front as
Yeah.
the front woman, you would not be able to tell them apart.
no, definitely not.
Very confusing.
And they do great harmonies.
Oh,
Oh,
fantastic.
they do. So I'm going to read this. We're getting quite philosophical now, but
Let's go
we
for
can
it.
interpret this. So, yeah, the two of them commented, maybe the sum of our lives is the legacy we leave behind, the change we make whilst we're alive, and the people we touch and the impact we make. Maybe we should be focusing more on making the world we inhabit a better place for humanity whilst we're alive, instead of wishing for a better place once we're gone. And that's essentially what the song symbolises. And I'm like, how amazing is that? That, you know, people can believe whatever they want and heaven is something different to everyone. But through the power of music, they're able to kind of portray that. And I just think that it really touched me. I was quite emotional at the end of it. And I just thought, wow, that's so... the way that music can make you feel and make you think about things just, yeah, really... really amazed me.
Yeah, and I can imagine seeing that live was like
It was
emotional.
it was
Particularly with them as well. Like, I would say they are very shoegazy, but they are a band who really, there's a huge message behind every song they put out. And they make some really impactful, like, loud rock music as well. And I think particularly going to a show like that where there are the real sing-along ones, the real head stompers, for lack of a better term. But I really like that with a band that even on an album, whether you see them live, it's those sort of, I'd put it down to like dynamics of like, you have those huge moments and like the big loud stuff, but I think it then makes those moments of a bit more reflection, or to be philosophical, whatever, however you want to put it. I think they are more impactful because it's not everything is like that. It's that moment to say something really important or say something that really has a lot of weight behind it.
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, I have to give credit to that quote from the Line of Best Fit, which is an article.
Cool. I feel like that song makes me want to go and sit in a really green field and lie back and put my headphones on and close my eyes.
A lot of
Definitely.
soft
Float
music is like
away.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Floaty. Love
Definitely worth checking out. They're going to be, they are recording and writing a brand new album, debut album. So keep an eye on Soft Cult. They're a really, really cool band. We're big fans. Looking forward to them coming back to the UK sooner rather than later, please.
Please, yeah.
See, I feel really guilty now because I'm moving on to my number 3, and it's really Holly has delivered a song with such an impactful meaning, and
Yeah.
my next one is not that. It's by, I'd say, probably my favorite. I say new band. They've been around for about 2 years, but they are very young, and they are grinding. They release so much music. They seem to have a new single every other month. They've been on tour with so many different people. They've got huge headline shows coming up as well. We chatted to them briefly last year. They're definitely my favourite band in the scene at the moment, South Arcade. They are bringing Y2K music back. That's how they would probably describe it. And I think it's either in their Spotify little bio or on their TikTok or something like that. It's saying like, we're just trying to make music that could be in the next Tony Hawk skate game. And I'm like,
That's reasonable.
exactly.
That's fair.
That is my kind of music. I really like that nostalgic feel of like pop punk that could have been made in the 2000s. And Holly can attest to the fact that I have really been going back and forth on which song to pick by them.
Well, I mean, their discography is huge. The amount of music that they've brought out in 2024 is insane.
They've got like 5 really, really good singles.
Yeah, they do.
And this one, after a lot of reflection, I was like, no, this is definitely the best one. Inspired by a binge watch of Dexter as well. So
For you, or the song is inspired
no,
by?
the song was inspired by a binge watch of Dexter.
Okay, yeah, sure.
No, that would be a bit weird.
All right, yeah, I didn't know, yeah.
Yep. So binge watched Dexter, and they wrote this song, "How to Get Away with Murder," and I think it goes back a little bit to that what I said about Bring Me the Horizon earlier. This song has lots of elements in it I really like. It's got huge guitar riff to start, and then the vocals when they hit, the lead singer Harmony has got such an odd voice, like in the best way. And we often just talk about indie music. There's a term that it isn't. There's a term, commonly used term, landfill indie. Like, so much music does sound very similar. There's only so many chords, and all music is inspired by other music. It's really difficult to create art that really stands out. And I think she's got a voice that is so different to anything else. And this song is proper Walk Like a Badass, How to Get Away with Murder. Like, I think that listening to this song, I feel like I could get away with murder.
Do you think?
Yeah, I definitely could. But it's got great build as well, proper breakdown as well. Holly's eyes have lit up as I've said that. Just like, so many of those sort of songs, the pop punky nostalgic ones, you only need, like, lots of them are only 2 minutes long, right? Because it's that kind of nostalgic high feeling of like, oh, this is very 2000s. Maybe Blink, for an example. Like, a lot of those songs very quick and just fun. And this song is got all of that, but then with the twist on it of having the big break and the build up. We saw them at Reading because they headlined the BBC Introducing stage, and I just think this band is so much fun. They're huge on TikTok, but they are much more than just a TikTok band, more than a 10-second clip. This song is awesome, and I just love the fact that they've got a car, like, you know when you push the button on car keys and it goes like beep beep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a moment in this song.
And all their gigs as well, they're like beep, beep, doing the action of like, or turning the key.
No, you didn't. We went
Oh,
without
I
you.
was going to say short-term memory loss. Was I there? Was I not there?
But
Okay.
it's like in the middle of the huge break, there's like this click click noise, and it's just
It
so
works
much fun.
so well, doesn't it?
But
they're catchy. The songs are so catchy. They're toe tappers. You can't help but like them.
And they're just going to keep pumping out good music for you guys.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. The big headline shows in the South and the North. They're doing a South versus North arcade thing. That's what they've called it.
Okay. What tour?
It's just 2 huge headline shows because they are South Arcade. But I am very much looking forward to seeing
Really
more
had to
and more.
spell that out for you, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I was like, what?
Yeah, just personality. That's the only reason you heard.
Yeah, literally. Brain cells none.
but yeah, I think they are one of the coolest bands on the scene. If you've not gone and listened to them, as Holly says, I can't even speak now. Their discography is huge, and everything on it is amazing. Very different as well. Absolute bangers.
Perfect.
Bosh.
So, next one. So this is my number 2 song. Is a song called Angel by New Dad. So it's the first song off of their new album that came out this year. And it is just an atmospheric banger. Like, it's perfect from start to finish. Again, makes me feel powerful. And
It's a real theme going on, isn't there?
It is. I feel like this year's been a powerful year. So my music's reflecting that. But yeah, it's fantastic. I think the whole album is brilliant. I wouldn't say there's a single skip on that album. I listen to every song in its entirety, and I'm not like, oh God, like, let's get to the next song. It's brilliant.
Well, they were Fontaine's support on a lot of their tour earlier in the year as well. I feel like for you that would have been a real proper Irish double up.
It would have been a real moment for me. But yeah, the song is fantastic. I think it sounds good whether you're blasting it out of a speaker, out of headphones, wherever you are. I think it's got mass appeal. So yeah, that's my second song for the year.
I like the way she sings as well, because it's quite moany, isn't it? It's kind of, she sings like she kind of doesn't give a shit.
So true.
It's quite hypnotic. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah, she's just it feels like it's just flowing out. She's not putting much effort into it.
Yeah.
It's just coming. It's like being drawn out of her alongside the music, which I think
Yeah.
there's not many other artists at the moment that you can have that side of things. And I think it introduces the themes of like sad girl pop, which I quite like. And we haven't had as much of that this year. That was sort of last year, but you've got the rock elements of it as well, that it's sort of merging my sort of two genres that I enjoy.
Well, we saw that live at a festival earlier in the year, and I always think like we see a lot of live music, and there are moments that stick out to me. And I remember that weekend seeing that song live was a really like whoa sort of moment.
Was I there for that?
Yes, you were there for that.
Yes.
Short-term memory loss.
Short-term memory loss. Was that? Which one was that?
How was it, Truck?
Oh, cool. Main stage.
You were very much there, yeah.
No,
main stage.
I imagine I really enjoyed it.
It's blurry for me as well.
Okay, cool. We're tired. We're at a festival, sleepy. Maybe 2025 we'll get a
Hopefully
a
that
gig
was
in.
the Sunday, and then we have a valid excuse.
valid excuse if it,
It was
the
the
Thursday.
Saturday.
Oh, okay. No,
All
that's
right.
fine.
Yeah, no,
Because we've been there for the Friday.
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's fine.
It's all right.
Okay. Well, short-term memory loss, but I remember it. Oh, it's coming back to me. It was really good live.
No, fantastic.
Yeah.
Me, Dad, Angel, banger.
It's so good. I remember it. Best thing we saw a weekend, actually. It's come back to me now. So, that's my number 2 song.
Fantastic.
Right, we're getting into the big leagues now. The big league songs.
Was Jazz is not the big leagues then?
No, I'm
Sounds
saying
like you're saying big leaks. Like,
Okay.
Sorry, right.
Okay. All right then. So number 2 for me is Juno Dream's song Happiness Advantage. Happiness Advantage comes off their debut album Pools of Colour, and I think the way to describe Juno Dream's music, and I'm pretty sure they've said this themselves, is it's the space genre. It's very shoegazy. You could compare them to the band Ride, Radiohead. They're again quite a floaty band. But the reason I've picked Happiness Advantage is because the chorus has got an incredible slide guitar in it, and the actual context around the song is very sweet because we spoke to Ed, who's the lead singer, and Happiness Advantage is dedicated to his cousin who passed away. And like even in the lyrics aren't very complicated, but in the chorus he says, I'll see you soon, and stuff like that, which is a bit of a tearjerker, but it's like hearing him talk about it was really sweet. And actually we hadn't even heard the songs before, but I remember thinking, I really want to know what Happiness Advantage is going to be like. And yeah, it just really, the whole album's fantastic. It's a very creative album. Pools of Colour, the title track, is about Elon Musk's Neuralink, which is really random. Basically, someone gets the Neuralink fitted and he goes blind, and then all he can see is pools of colour.
It's a great album.
I mean,
it's really good.
That sounds quite fun.
It's really cool.
Not going blind,
It's
obviously,
very different, and I think that's what's so great. They put so much work into all the artwork and promoting it, and I think Teddy and I have been fans of Juno Dream for years, like before they've kind of, I'm not even sure they've blown up yet, but I think the album's really taken them to the next level. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with
absolutely
in the future.
Well, they said when we spoke to them, it was last year, wasn't it? It was last year? Or was it the start of the year?
No, it must have been last year.
It must have been last year, yeah. So we spoke to them last year, and bearing in mind they hadn't released the debut album yet, we were chatting to them about it. They broke down every song, and we were like, "Oh, so are you excited to release it?" Went, "No, we started writing the second one now." I mean, I think they've got so much exciting music. They've already released White Whale as well, the end of last year, which amazing single. Really, really excited for their new album and for more Juno Dream music.
I feel like I need to give their full discography like a good go, because I can imagine it's my kind of
I think
sound.
you'd really like it.
Yeah.
I think the fact you want to go and lay in a park on green grass, it's kind of perfect for you.
Oh, I'd see. I had 2 words for particularly the newer Juno Dream, which I think would sell me. slide guitar.
Always.
That kind of slide guitar, I feel like, is very sort of on the beach and very sort of like
dreamy.
Transports you.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that. Yeah.
Going to the top of a big hill and sort of just spinning around with your arms out.
Yeah.
Should we do that this afternoon?
Yeah, we'll listen to Juno Dream, we'll listen to
We'll
New
take
Dad.
some videos of it and put some clips in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
if you're watching the video of this, it's not us sat in a room chatting. It's actually just us spinning round and round.
Yeah. We're actually on the top of a hill as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to...
And we're about to roll down it. So bye.
Oh, yeah. See you later. My auntie actually did that, and you can cut this out, but my auntie actually did that, and she rolled through dog poo on her way down. She was doing like what's it called when you're like on your side and you're rolling?
Roly poly.
No, because she wasn't going head first. She was sort of rolling on her belly.
Okay.
Like a
What's
rap.
that called? A rap.
No, like a rap.
Yeah,
Like a
no.
pencil. She was doing a pencil roll down a large hill, and she rolled through dog poo, and it was really funny.
Oh no.
Cool memory.
Were you there?
Yes, I was at the bottom of the hill laughing.
Maybe we will keep that in. Who knows?
Okay,
We'll
who
see how
knows?
it goes.
What hill? We need to find a hill in London, and we can go.
I have
With
a number
lots of
2 as
dog
well,
poo on it.
guys.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just-
Teddy's. We could just crop you out.
Yeah, I know. For context, if you're just listening, we have a lovely sofa which Jazz and Holly both sat on, and I'm in armchair on the side, and I like this armchair.
You choose to sit in that armchair.
Yeah, you did. You said you want to go in the armchair.
Well, I thought I would feel like the king of the castle over here, but I feel more left
Quite
out
the
now.
opposite.
Yeah.
Don't crop me out. My music's better than yours, so.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, right.
Sure.
Number 2. Important stuff. Number 2. This song is by a band from Blackpool who are really, really, really high up in my sort of list of bands that if I was on a desert island with, or no, not with, if I was on a desert island,
Could be.
I could be on a desert island with them. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But stuck on a desert island, doing my desert island discs, I would have music by these guys. They're called Boston Manor, and they released an album this year called Sundiver, the follow-up to their 2022 album Datura, and it's actually part of a 2-album series, which I only just found out, so I need to listen to it all in one go. But they're very sort of alt-rock, and I'd say that is how I would describe their sound to most people. It's alt-rock, like a bit of that sort of walk like a badass. But the reason I've chosen this song, and I like this song so much, is back to that sort of thing of music sounding different and unique, because this song is so groovy and different to anything else they've put out. It's called Horses in a Dream, and I was looking at the song on YouTube, watching the video, and there were a load of comments being like, this could be like a sort of edgy Bond theme, which
Okay.
I was thinking like, I'm not sure it would work for Daniel Craig, but a new actor is a bit edgy,
Yeah.
maybe has a bit of stubble and
Yeah.
an earring. Now we're
Are
talking.
you saying you're the new Bond actor?
Oh, I can neither confirm nor deny.
It's happening, guys.
But this could be a good theme for my Bond.
Yeah.
I just think it's a
Yeah, I
really-
actually get that.
and it's different, and it's all about raw human intimacy, and because of the way it works, like it almost makes you want to dance. But his vocal delivery in it, because he usually sings alt rock, is quite loud and kind of punky. But in this song, it's quite intimate and seductive, I would say. And I like that. It's very different. And all the other songs in my list are quite sort of headbangy, like I'm wearing all black to this kind of gig. But this song is a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some quite creepy undertones to it, whilst it is also really groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a real sort of, I don't know what the word is that I'm trying to say. It's like a side piece of rock, because it doesn't actually feel that rocky. It's quite like...
It's got quite sort of riffy guitars in it, though.
Yeah, like it is rock, but it just feels very different.
Do you think if there was a Venn diagram of rock, it's in that sort of middle part where it crosses over with another
I think
genre?
a lot of music's quite like
It
that
is.
now.
Yeah.
So ignore everything I've just said.
Genre bending. as
What I would
such.
say
Yeah.
is, do you know what a wah pedal is?
Yeah.
So,
I'm just going to nod. Mhm.
okay, so
Yeah.
a wah pedal jazz is kind of like, you can have it like it's a bit like a whammy bar. You sometimes, I just knocked my note before.
Oh dear.
It's a bit like a whammy bar that people have on the end of the guitar. They'll
Yeah,
play a
yeah,
chord and they'll do the whammy, and it kind of makes
yeah.
it go wow.
Yeah.
And it's that.
You know that from Guitar Hero.
I do, but I'm usually on the drums or the mic
Oh,
with
okay.
Guitar Hero
All right,
because
fine.
my fingers aren't great. Take from that what you will.
But It's kind of like, I feel like it's got that kind of wah feel to it. It's a bit, it oscillates, I would say. It's a song that oscillates.
Good word.
Yeah,
Strong
thank
word,
you.
that.
Creepy, intimate, oscillating.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
Bond.
let's go.
And Bond. Yeah.
Bond.
2025.
Yeah, no, we can only describe songs now with single words.
Okay. So my next song.
No, you're not going to build up any tension. This is your number one.
Yeah, I'm going to give some
You
words.
just like my next song.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going to
like-
give some
No.
words to describe it.
I think it'd be like,
Teddy, let her.
drum
let
roll,
Teddy, you're
please.
censoring
Let her
me.
introduce.
The Bond, the 2025 Bond is censoring me. My next song is... I know. I actually can't think.
Your best song of the year. This is exactly what I was saying.
Okay,
yeah.
so I recently got Spotify this year. As we all know, I was bullied into getting Spotify. Peer pressure's bad, kids. Don't get peer pressured by people. So I got it and I was like, right, I'm going to rediscover or find a load of new music whilst I'm, going into this new genre of my life as such. And this song has just encapsulated how I've felt, and it's different to all my other songs, and it's I want to play it loud and I want to dance around and it makes me feel like being a woman. I think it's a perfect sound for a coming of age anthem, and that's Messy by Lola Young, and I feel like it handles the feelings of sort of being 25 and just being like, I'm not a kid, but I'm not an adult. I feel like I'm a girl, but I'm a woman at the same time. And I feel like it's been my anthem for the year because it's summed up the hypocrisy of my life and the changes that I'm going through. And I just think it's a brilliant song, and her voice is fantastic.
I like that you've brought her into this as well, because I don't think Teddy and I have ever picked a song like that as well. So I think for our listeners, I really like that she's your number one. So go and listen, guys.
Absolutely. And the whole album is fantastic.
Well, I feel like there was a period of this year when on TikTok, every other TikTok was her singing this song live, and people being like, oh my God, this is so good.
Absolutely.
And she is mega talented. Like Holly's saying there, that it's not a song we would normally go and look for or put in our sort of playlist, but she's a voice and you've heard without knowing it. She did I can't remember what year it was, but she did the John Lewis Christmas advert song as well.
She's just done a song with Tyler the Creator, and I just think going into 2025 she's gonna be in the stardom of the world. I think she's gonna be huge in 2025, and she's so talented, and she's from London, so it's like, big up girl, love that.
So you could bump into her while you're walking like a badass.
No, don't, because I wouldn't say anything to her. I would just be like,
you wouldn't go, you were my number one song on rock and roll of the year.
Yeah, I would just be like, hi. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her live at some point in 2025, and I just think the album's perfect, and that song, do you know when you just listen to a song and it's the first time you've listened to it, you've never heard it before, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it just clicked in my head, and I listened to it about 100 times afterwards. So my Spotify Wrapped is just going to be that song.
I think Teddy and I had a conversation. I think there's actually, there must be some sort of chemical in your brain.
Yeah.
It's like falling in love. Like you fall in love with a song and you're literally overcome with, wow, this is so amazing.
Yeah, it tickles something at the back of your brain, and then I hyperfixate on it for about a year.
Yeah,
and then,
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my number one. So I'm really excited for this to be my number one. I would love this song to be my number one in Spotify Wrapped, but unfortunately the EP's only come out fairly recently for it. So it's not going to make it in my number one Spotify Wrapped. However, it's going to be in my number one on Rock and Roll With It. This band is unbelievable. The three of us saw them very recently. They've been named by Kerrang as one of the acts redefining alt music. They've had 2 headline tours in 2024. My number one is Mouth Culture's song Every Day.
Great song.
It's a great song. I think for me I need to think about how I want to say this.
I think it's if you could build Holly's ideal song in a lab.
That's exactly what I want to say.
Like, you've got a team of scientists to build a song perfect for Holly, it would be this song.
You couldn't have put it better.
Yeah.
I love songs that build into this powerful, defining, perfect end to a song, and it's just everything that I could ever want out of a song. Jack Voss, the lead singer, has got such an incredible voice. Again, I fall in love with him because I hear his voice and I just can't get enough.
I'm going to quickly move on. I really love where you get through the first verse and you're ready for that real wham, it's the chorus moment, and it kind of teases you, and then it's the next verse, and then when that big chorus eventually does hit, that sort of feeling of catharsis is so amazing on that song.
Yeah.
And it was incredible live, but it still hits just as hard if you're listening to it in a field.
It does.
On your own.
In the car. I love
kitchen.
listening to it in the car and belting it as well. Because one thing about Jack Voss is he has got the most incredible voice.
Yeah.
Live, on recording, it's insane how well he can sing.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything as well, Teddy and I have had the opportunity to talk to Mouth Culture, which was such an incredible moment for me in 2024. But they were just so nice. They were lovely guys when they were on stage. They were so grateful, and
they really were.
I think that's all that matters really at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think leading back to what you said about songs that build, I know us three like love a song that is like, give us more. But that's probably from our love of drum and bass as well, because we're tuned into waiting for a drop and listening to something build. So when you hear that in rock music or alternative music, you're like, it's so appetizing because you want to hear more. You're chasing it.
Yes.
And I think Mouth Culture are brilliant at that, and they were fantastic live, really, really good live, and they got the crowd going, and they were humble, and his voice carried, and really one of the highlights of this year.
They are a band that I feel really lucky we got to see them at Underworld in Camden, which is not a huge venue, but a really, really cool one. And being able to see them at an intimate little gig like that, because they are on the verge of going super massive. They are now still on tour with You Me at 6, who I actually think John Franceschi, is it Franceschi? What's his name? The lead singer of You Me at 6 has such a similar sort of belty type voice to Jack Voss. And we could even tell talking to them, they were very humble about what they're doing, but they did kind of allude to the fact that it is like crazy for them. They're in this sort of transitional period of having normal jobs and doing music. They live all together as well, which is quite cool.
So are they still working at the moment?
They were very honest about it. They were like, there are 3 of us. There were 5.
Yeah.
We've now had to split the rent by 3 ways instead of 5.
Yeah.
We all have normal jobs.
They said all the money that they make goes into travel, sourcing the shows. So the fact that they are on the tilting edge of making it, it's still a struggle being a band. Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that, I feel like we've covered a lot of smaller bands. That's perhaps something that people don't talk about, is like, before you hit superstardom as such, like there is a lot of graft that goes into being a smaller band and touring and working normal jobs. And
I think this has been the big thing for us. Like we've said a few times in different podcasts, like about the reason we set it up in the first place was because we just wanted to like get to know these bands we love better and what they're all about. And I think part of the reason why we've enjoyed it so much and why we've got on with all these people so much is because they are just like us.
Yep.
They're just big music fans. They are all normal people as well. Most of them working normal jobs and just fitting in the thing that they love more than anything around everything else. Like we are in essence with this pod.
Yeah.
And I think that's been, particularly with them, it was so cool to chat to them just on a Friday evening, and they were just, it could have been like just going to the pub with your mates, even though it was over Zoom, but they were so friendly, and it was one of those times I'm going to curse Zoom again, the fact we don't have Zoom Premium.
We could have just kept talking.
The fact that we had to stop that interview because we had that terrible thing where it goes, you now have 5 minutes
and panic sets in.
Yeah.
We have to do this is my rock and roll with it book.
Okay.
I now
the
do
Bible.
Yeah.
That it is the Bible, and I do a little square at the top of the page saying wrap it up, and I will press it with Teddy looking. It's like, wrap it up now, because he'll just
Teddy
keep
loves
talking.
an anecdote. Teddy loves a chat.
He does.
He's a chatty boy.
I like to pad things out.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
I'm going to ask a question, I want to ask it properly, and
I get that.
I don't want you to ask something and you to misinterpret.
I feel like the suspense of your number one is now killing me. I feel
Okay.
like we need to hear Teddy's number one.
So
sorry, I'm locked in. I know what it is.
so my number one, again, it's another one of those sort of buildy songs, real theme here. But it's a band that Holly and I are absolutely obsessed with.
I discovered this band since he did it
Guys,
before.
it's not a competition, guys. Come on, I feel like a
He
race
did-
between
he
two
did-
fans.
He did it to me first.
Yeah, so true.
But this band, they're from the other side of the world. They're from Australia. And we love them so much. We went to Prague last year to go and see them.
We loved them so much we went to Australia. I was like, when did you guys go to Australia?
No.
All right, you went to Prague, all right.
We went to Prague to go and see them. They were the first of 2 opening acts for a gig. And we
Okay.
went all the way to Prague to see. It was probably
fair.
the easiest way to see them
Yeah.
on that tour. They then did come to the UK twice more last year as
Did
well.
you see them again?
Yeah, we saw them twice more.
Good.
But they're Ocean Grove, and we chatted to Dale, the lead singer, about the fact that they were going to release a new album this year, Oddworld, which came out in November, and they're a really cool band. They were initially very nu metal, very heavy, and with their last few records, they went a bit more. They even said Britpop inspired, and I would say that was very much their sound. And he said, we are going back to our roots a bit with this album, and it is very nu metal, very heavy, and I love it. But it's why this song is it is the best one for me of the whole thing, because it goes back to that idea of dynamics, that this is that quieter one. And Dale, the singer, described it as a song they knew immediately they needed to really tell a story with it. And to go back to your idea, Jazz, of not listening to a song and the lyrics necessarily, they wrote the music for this first, and they all went, the words for this have to really, really hit, because this is so impactful. It's such a journey, and it's kind of like about, I saw one description of online saying it's kind of like an apocalyptic symphony, because it's about 2 people and the end of the world, and that moment at the end of the world, and just these 2 people, that moment of sort of closeness between them, and the world is ending, but it is just the 2 of them. And it's called Last Dance, and this is my Jutes type music that I listen
He's
to.
obsessed.
I listen to this song on loop.
Yeah.
Like, not just even feeling like a badass. I feel 10 feet tall when I listen to this song.
So nice though, like music can do that for you. That's because you're not 10 feet tall.
So
Thanks for that.
I also feel like I'm going to explain to the listeners, but for those who are watching this interview,
Yeah.
Teddy right now has got on the Oddworld 3000s, which are a limited edition pair of shoes that Ocean Grove designed. Now both Teddy and I
Product placements.
we're helping them out.
If they want to send us more pairs of shoes to promote them, please do.
Yeah, and Holly, why has Teddy got these shoes? Do you want to tell everyone the good news?
I'm really glad you asked.
Because we haven't told everyone the fantastic news of what you achieved this year.
I think that I need to let Teddy share this news, since he was the
Achiever.
the achiever.
I said earlier when I was just chatting to Holly, when we get tickets for things, I'm in charge.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I get tickets, and this was the hardest thing we've ever got tickets for. We tried last year, had absolutely no luck,
And the year before.
and the year before.
Yeah.
So I set up my 8 devices. I stayed in the office very late last month, waited till everyone left, and as they left one by one, I went, "Can you stay logged in, please? I need your computer." And I had every computer waiting, ready to go. So when it hit 6 o'clock that November night, I was locked in to get Glastonbury tickets, and we got them!
He fucking did it.
Honestly, I was at a bar in the middle of Soho trying on my phone. Like, obviously that's not going to work. And I get this call from Holly, and she's like, we don't have your registration number. Like, it's not working. Teddy's got through and it's not working. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, literally, like, sending it as fast as possible.
It was the worst thing ever, because I got through, and this is the one thing that I'd never thought about, like, doing it, that because I've never got Glastonbury tickets, I saw the bar loading up, and it's like, it's your turn, you're through, and I'm like, I don't know what happens next now. Like,
They don't prepare you for that.
and you haven't got everything I've seen is you don't have the tickets until you've paid and you get the order confirmation. So even if you've got them in your basket, they're not secured.
No.
So I put in the 6 of our details, and we've all got our spreadsheet, and I push enter, and it goes, registration not found for Jazz. And I retyped it, and of course she left out the last number of her registration.
I'd like to say it was a font issue, and I'm actually going to blame Google for that. So,
it actually wasn't Jazz's issue. There was a 1 at the end of her reference number, and her number had enlarged so much that we couldn't see the 1 at the end. But it was an honest mistake.
It was an honest mistake, and I don't think it's a friendship ending mistake.
But we got there.
It would have been if we hadn't got them.
I don't even want to talk about it. But
we did get the tickets.
We got the tickets, and I got this FaceTime call, and there's us 3 on the call and our friend Ali, and Teddy's like, you fucked up, we didn't get the tickets because of you. I was like, stop it. And he's like, we got the tickets, and we're all like, yes.
Well, this is the thing, that I know we're doing a list of the best music of this year, but I feel like Glastonbury next year, because I looked at it, there were over 2,000 acts at Glastonbury 2024, over 100 stages. We are going to go discover some incredible music this year.
We're not going to sleep. That's the intention. No sleep. Just stay up, see everything.
Well, hopefully everyone. Mouth Culture will be there. Lola Young.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Lola Young could be there.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
Wait, hold that thought. We did a 2023 festival episode. I think especially with the fact that Glastonbury 2025 is on the cards for us, it's happening. Just floating the idea in the future of a potential 2025 festival episode. Stay tuned.
Watch this space.
Just a thought, we could even do a predictions episode of who we think's going to be there before the lineup.
Let's not get too big for you.
Could be a bit embarrassing if we're miles away.
I actually think, and I'm going to say it now because you're not going to do that episode with me, I think Fleetwood Mac's going to be there on the Sunday. And everyone, you heard it here first. If they're there, what are you buying me?
I want to know if they're not what you're doing instead before
I'm nothing, just smiling.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to be there.
If they're there, I'll forgive you for your font issue.
Oh my God, that would be unreal.
But no, to bring it back to our top 5 lists, I hope you've enjoyed them. If you've discovered some new music, let us know.
Yeah.
Also, send us your favourite music that's come out this year. Because as we said, part of the reason of having Jazz on is that Holly and I have discovered new songs like the Lola Young one. And I hope that we've been able to show you some music as well.
Absolutely.
And you came round to it eventually. That's what matters.
Some of them just needed a couple of listens. And that's what music's about. It's about giving things a go.
Exactly. So send us in your favourite songs of 2024. We'd love to hear them. And yeah, thank you very much, Jazz, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. And we'll see you next year for our 2025 festival episode.